What's up, guys? Welcome back. Black Belt Waterfowl. I'm sitting around thinking, teal season is fixing to be here. We're looking at probably about another 5.5, 6 weeks. Teal season's going to be here. And I was sitting around thinking, what are some things that I just don't go hunting without? What are some things that I take every time I go? No matter the situation, the weather, no matter what. What are some things I always take? And so I got thinking about it, and I got a few of them put together here in my bag. And they are Under Armour gloves. Now I know this is something you're not going to use during teal season unless the mosquitoes start eating you up around here. Then you might want to put them on then, keep them off your hands. But during big duck season, man, these Under Armour gloves are the ticket because they're thin. They're lightweight. They take up no space. Look, you can wad up both of them and hold them in one hand. They take up no space. But I like them because they're made of the dry fit Under Armour type material. I don't know what that's called, polyester, I guess. But they're really thin, and you do not lose the use of your hands. You know, they're almost like wearing a batting glove or a golf type glove. They remind me a lot of when I played football. I played corner, played defensive back, and I wore gloves. Well, they're a lot like that. You don't lose the use of your hand. They're easy to call with. Driving the boat, they hold the heat in. The wind don't penetrate them too bad. They keep your hands warm when you're driving up down the river. So they're really nice to wear. Not to mention they have a rubber coating on the palm and fingers, which make it easy to grip your shotgun, you know, because this Under Armour polyester type material is real slick, you know, and that helps you get a good grip, hold on things. But anyway, what I like about them the most is they're thin and you don't lose the use of your hand. You can still pick up small things and call with them for the most part. So if you don't have a pair of these, never thought about getting a pair of these, check them out, underarmour.com. You can probably pick you up a pair at Hibbett's or Academy Sports, maybe Bass Pro Shops, somewhere like that. On to the next thing. Next thing is what I'm wearing right now. Sunglasses. But not these sunglasses. I got a camouflage pair. I'm a fan of the Calcutta brand sunglasses. I've had Costas, Ray-Bans, Oakleys. I've had them all, but I always lose the expensive glasses or break them. I started buying these $30 Calcuttas, and I can't lose them, and I don't break them. So I got a camouflage pair, polarized, of course, that I wear during duck season. Right here. They got lots of benefits. I like to hunt big open water. So when you hunt big open water, what do you run into then? You don't have the cover of the trees and bushes and that type of thing. You don't have a lot of stuff to block the sun, block glare, things like that. And that's where these come in. You working birds, you can look up you can kind of look up, watch them. They don't see your eyes. They help give you a little coverage on your face. Face paint's got all your skin covered, so this has got your eyes covered. And it helps with the glare. You can see them if they're in the sun. Cuts off the glare on the water. Just a big help. Not to mention on those cold days, driving up down the river, you've all been there. Good duck hunters, you've done it. You're running 30 miles an hour down the river in your duck boat, and it's 20 degrees outside. That cold air dries your eyes out. Your eyes start watering. Then your face is cold because you got tears running out of your eyes. Well, guess what? These keep the wind out of your eyes too. Keeps that from happening. So they got lots of benefits. And if you get you one of them Sims calls, all the Sims calls come in these little silk bags with there's logo on it, and they're great to keep your sunglasses in. So of course the call that was in it is on my lanyard, so keep the sunglasses in the bag, keeps the lenses from getting all scratched up. So just a little tip. Another thing in my bag here is extra calls. I always take extra calls. I never take these calls out of my bag. And I've got let's see, 7 right here in my hand. 4 of them are mallard calls. I got an extra teal call, an extra wood duck call, and a goose call. And as you'll notice, most of them are Duck Commander brand. I'm a fan of Duck Commander calls. I think they're a great product. They sound really good. They're probably one of the most duck-like sounding calls on the market, and they're relatively inexpensive. I have some custom calls that I have paid some good money for, and people have given me, and that cost $100 plus. But the Duck Commander calls, you can get them from anywhere from $20 to $50, and they sound great, and they're a budget type call, especially if you're new to it. They're a good call to start out with, because you don't have to break the bank to get a call. But I have these extra calls because they're all different. They all have different sounds. This is a Duck Commander call. It's a double reed like most of their calls. This is the Duck Picker. It's a double reed call. It's a real nasally sounding call. So this is not something I would want to use in open water. I would use this in a timber, flooded timber hole, or something like that. Something where I'm not calling really loud. But now the Jace Robertson Pro Series call I have here is a really loud call. I would use this in open water, where you can see ducks way in the distance, and you can call to them. You can got enough volume, you can reach out there and get them. Extra teal call, just because, hey, not every teal call sounds the same, So some are really raspy, some are really high pitched, some are not. So if you calling teal and your call, they're not responding very well to your call, well, you got something else. Try a different call. They may respond to it better than the other. You never know. And that's why I carry all these calls with me. I advise you to get you a big blind bag where you can hold all this stuff too. If you don't have a big one where you have plenty of room, you get you one. Mine's a Drake. I love it. I think my mother-in-law gave it to me for Christmas. Anyway, another thing, you may or may not use it. Some people are a fan of it. Some people, I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, you just wearing that because you want to be like Duck Commander." Not the case. It works. And that's face paint. I don't always wear it. I'm not going to lie to you. During big duck season, just about every time I go hunting, I've got it on. Teal season, not so much. Because during teal season, all the trees, the bushes, the brush, everything still has all its foliage on it, or leaves, if you want to, in redneck terms, leaves. All that's still there. You have lots of cover. Wintertime, you don't have that. So you stick out like a sore thumb. Like I said, teal season, all the leaves on there, you can kind of get behind it. You got some cover. Wintertime, you don't have that. You got to keep your blind brushed. You got to keep everything hid, and this is something else you got to have. Your hands, if you're not going to wear gloves, put it on your hands, put it on your face, neck, whatever it may be. Don't be pie facing. You will flare them in a heartbeat, and you're not going to get them to come in your spread. You need to wear some face paint. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't think people are going to pick on me and laugh at me because I got it in your face. Hey, if they do, if they're not wearing it and you are, hey, you got a leg up on them. You're probably doing better than they are. So that's just a few things that I have that I always carry with me. Another thing that I have, I haven't stocked back up yet because it's the off season, but there's one in there. I told you a lie. Batteries. I always have extra AA batteries because my Mojo hen runs off AA batteries. Takes 4 batteries. Always got to have those batteries. Got to have extras. You never know if she dies. Need to keep her running. So that's the things that's in my blind bag that I always take with me. Now, onto the boat. There are things in the boat that this thing don't come off the trailer without these things. And they are extra tools. I've got channel locks, lineman's pliers, wire cutters, screwdrivers, wrenches, small ratchets and sockets, big ratchets, big sockets, socket sets in here. I'm not dragging all of that because it's kind of heavy. It's a lot of it. Tools for my motor. Boat trailer, trailer winch. You never know what may tear up on you. I don't leave without it. It's a must. You gotta have it. Not just that. I've got my boat plug is in here. I've got an extra boat plug in here. I've got rope. Tie the boat off with. When you're hunting, a lot of times where you're set up at, you may not have, so it may be a little bit deeper than normal, and you can't, you know, let your motor all the way down and let the foot stick in the mud or something like that. You may have to tie the boat up to the front of a bush or a tree if it's a windy day to keep the boat from shifting and moving on you so much. So you gotta have some extra rope, things like that with you. And another thing, I've got an extra primer bubble for my fuel tank here. I have had that happen to me. I've been on the water before, my motor just died. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Prime the bubble back up, it cranked back up, run for 50 yards and cut off again. I'm like, what in the world? My bubble was leaking. Motor started sucking air. If you start sucking air on these, anywhere in this fuel system, it's gonna die. So you gotta have extra parts if you can afford it. Now that's something that's relatively inexpensive. You can go get you a new primer bubble for about 10 bucks at Walmart or, you know, any kind of store like that. Stick it in your boat. You never know. Things happen. You need to have something to get you back to the boat ramp with, and that will do it. So those are just a few things that I have that I always take with me no matter what, whether it's teal season, big duck season, or like this here, fishing. I got that. If this boat goes with me, that stuff never comes out of this compartment. So just some tips, I guess you could say, for the lack of better words. You can stick in your bag, stick in your boat. Maybe it's something you have. Maybe you've already thought about it. Maybe you hadn't thought about it. Just thought I'd share that with you. And until next time, y'all bust them up.